Welcome to 7 Pot Club. I'm Rob.
I grow hot peppers.
It's time for my annual episode where I taste my 7 favorite hot peppers of the season. I grew well over 100 varieties this year, and it was hard to choose just 7. So this year, I'm going to taste 8. As always, these are varieties that haven't been featured in previous tasting videos, and 7 of the 8 are varieties I grew for the first time this year. All the peppers were picked earlier today, right from our front yard garden. Now, it is summer in the city, and I apologize in advance for some of the noisiness that you're going to hear. There's a power tool going on in the background, there's going to be airplanes, and who knows what else, so sorry about that. If you enjoy our content, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and tap the bell to be notified when we post new episodes. Each year, I write and record a new tune just for my tasting episode. Before I commence crunching and munching these beauties, please watch and listen while I mentally prepare myself for the pleasure and the pain. It's almost time. I'll save the hottest 2 varieties for last. I'm drinking local again today with a refreshing Sweet Child of Vine IPA from Fulton Brewery right here in Minneapolis. Now, I'm a senior citizen with an aging digestive system, so except for the very smallest peppers, I'm going to take just enough of a bite to get a good taste. Let's get started. Number 8 is Tabasco, of species Capsicum frutescens. Everybody knows Tabasco sauce, and here's the pepper it's made from. Today, the peppers that go into Tabasco sauce are grown in various locations around the globe with seed collected from pods grown on Avery Island, Louisiana, where the sauce is produced. I had the pleasure of visiting Avery Island and the factory many years ago. The vinegary smell of Tabasco sauce takes your breath away as soon as you enter the facility. On the grounds, alligators roam freely. They definitely look like they could take your arm away. Let's give it a try. It's not extremely hot by my standards, but it has a kick. It's a rich taste, not sweet. It's a great munching pod, but doesn't taste a whole lot like its namesake sauce. 3 years of barrel fermentation really does something to that taste. A final note before I move on. Now, I'm happy to be corrected if I get this wrong, but as I understand it, back in the 1950s, a tobacco etch virus was attacking, wilting, and threatening the survival of the commercial Tabasco variety. The Tabasco was back and interline crossed with two disease-resistant Chinense varieties from Peru to create the Tabasco commercial pepper grown today. And we're glad they did. Number 7 is Aji Russian Yellow. I found the seeds for this variety on the Semillas La Palma website. I've never grown peppers from Russia. I don't know a lot about this pepper, except that it's a Capsicum baccatum, and it's very much like a Peruvian ají. The plant is very productive, and we've been picking and enjoying these all summer. Time for a taste. This is a very, very sweet pepper and quite hot. I'd say the heat level is similar to the Tabasco I just ate, but it's kind of more of a creeper. Gets hotter after you eat it. Really delicious, and I think this must have, well, obviously all peppers kind of came from Peru initially, but this one tastes very much like a Peruvian pepper, and I don't know how much of this is grown throughout Russia, but I'm glad they're enjoying it, and I'm glad that I had a chance to enjoy it. Number 6 is Caramel Limo. The Ají Limo is a Chinense from Peru. It comes in many shapes and colors. The seeds for this pepper were sent to me from Peru by Renato Gonzalez. They came from a pod he purchased at a local market that had an unusual red-black coloring. Renato dubbed this the Caramel Limo, and I sincerely thank him for sharing it with us. These seem to vary in heat from pretty to really hot. Let's see how this one tastes. We have a little sip of beer here first. Clear the palate. That's good. Wow. Just like the Ají Russian, it's very sweet. I really like the combination of sweet and hot. Not really fruity like some Chinense, but just tasty. And there's a nice finish where the heat just kind of remains in the back of your throat. This is really great. I know that this pepper is used in lots of Peruvian cooking, and I think we're going to try it in a lot of dishes, and it's just fantastic. I really recommend the Caramel Limo, although I don't know where you can find it because this is kind of a one-off, but any limo peppers you can find, give them a try. By now, almost all chili heads are familiar with number 5, Ají Charapita, the tiny but delicious yellow-orange Chinense bird pepper that some say is the most valuable in the world by weight when ground into a spice. Ají Charapita equidos is a variant of this pepper grown from seeds found close to the Amazon River in Peru. They are a little larger than regular Charapita, more like the red variant. They start out very dark in color and finally ripen to the familiar orange-yellow. Let's eat. This one's easy because it's small. I'd have to say, you know, the Charapita definitely punches above its weight because it's so tiny, but wow, what a burst of heat and flavor. You can see why these are prized by chefs, because it's such a distinctive flavor that would work in many styles of cooking, and I just like to pop them with dinner. I'll just have a whole handful of these and I'll eat them one at a time while I'm eating dinner, and if I have some Charapitas with my meal, I'm in heaven. Well, more beer. And more peppers. Number 4 is Ghostly Jalapeno, a cross between two very different varieties. Jalapeno, Capsicum Annuum, and Ghost Pepper, Capsicum Chinense. So this is a combo of one of the mildest hot peppers with one of the hottest. The seeds were sent to me by my good friend and fellow YouTuber Peter Stanley. Be sure to check out his channel for lots of in-depth info on cultivating capsicum. Let's see where this pod falls on the heat scale. Well, I'll tell you right away, this is more ghost pepper than jalapeno. It's maybe a little milder than a true ghost pepper, but I'd have to say I don't taste a lot of jalapeno in here. As you can see here, it's thin-walled like a ghost pepper, not thick-walled like a jalapeno. But it's very, very good. I've got to take another little bite of this to fully get the flavor so I can describe it to you. Yeah, I would say a slightly milder version of a ghost pepper and something really, really interesting to show to your friends, you know, a cross between an Annuum and a Chinense, the Ghostly Jalapeno. Thanks, Peter Stanley. I've really enjoyed growing this one this year. Thanks to Hawaii resident Jack Jordan for sending me seeds for the number 3 variety, the Hawaiian X Ghost. You know, I never know what you're supposed to say, Hawaiian Cross Ghost, because that's really what it means, but I'll just say X, Hawaiian X Ghost. I like the sound of that. Just like the Ghostly Jalapeno, this is a cross between a ghost pepper and a pepper from a different species. The Hawaiian pepper is very much like the Tabasco, Capsicum frutescens, with similar size and shape. I wanted to include a Hawaiian pepper today, but there aren't any ripe pods on the plant right now. Let's see if the Hawaiian X Ghost is truly scary. A little bit. You know, I am feeling this. I cannot lie. Now, this really tastes like a Tabasco or a Hawaiian on steroids. I'd say that this is kind of the opposite of the Ghostly Jalapeno. I think this is more Hawaiian than Ghost. That's not to say it's not truly, truly hot. In fact, it's creeping on me, and I can feel it in my ears now. And those of you who eat really hot peppers, you know what I mean. So well, I guess I have to take this back. This is really creeping on me. This is really hot. I think my face is probably flushing right now. You might be able to see that. Where I thought this wasn't a very hot pepper, it's an extremely hot pepper. This is very interesting. I really like this. You know, I don't save many seeds, but I'm definitely going to save the seeds from this because I want to grow this again next year. Jackie, thanks so much for sending this to me, or sending the seeds to me. I really, really enjoyed this, and it's just a really, really great, fun pepper. Other hot pepper YouTubers eat 1 pepper at a time. Why do I have to munch on 8? I think I'm completely crazy, but hey, only 2 more, so I'm going to persevere. Cheers. Number 2 is Butla XP, A super hot grown from a cross-pollinated seed my friend Jimmy Johnson collected from a red Butla PL. PL stands for pepper lovers. Look at the bumps on that. Can you see that? I'll provide more info in the video description. The name means Butla times purple. This is the 4th generation, but it's still very unstable and unpredictable in color and heat level. The peppers and the dark foliage are both very dramatic looking. Let's see what kind of drama it can create in my mouth and intestinal tract. I don't know if you can hear this strange animal in the background. I don't know what it is, but I think it's either a bird or a monkey. I don't think we have monkeys. But anyway, here we go. Those bumps are scaring me, but I said I was going to do this, so. I have to say this one, it's hot. It does not have a lot of taste to it. Like, it doesn't have, it's just kind of like a generic hot pepper taste. It's hard for me to describe in terms of, you know, fruity or rich or mellow, or that's really good when you want to use them in sauce or cooking, when you just kind of want to add heat and you don't want to add a lot of really distinctive flavors. But I think people would want to grow this a lot because it's an ornamental. The foliage, the dark foliage is really cool, and the peppers, they develop all sorts of cool colors and stripes. I only have one to go. I'm always good while I'm eating them. You know, I can feel them in my mouth, and that bothers me some, but as you can see, I can keep talking and everything like that. It's about 20 minutes from now, as it travels down my digestive tract, that I'll know whether I'm in the clear or not. We'll have a little bit of Sweet Child of Vine. And now, I'll take a bite of the Gator Jigsaw, a pepper that some say could be the hottest pepper in the world. Although there are lots of peppers they say that about. And since people don't have the ability to test these at home, then you can say whatever you want. But I'll decide, I'll tell you whether I think this could be the hottest pepper in the world. So the Gator Jigsaw is unusual because it's a green ripening variety. Starts out green and ripens green. The color change is very subtle. Seeds courtesy of Barry Gill from the Pepper Freaks Facebook group. I don't even know exactly what this is a cross of, and I'll try to do a little bit more research, so look at the video description. If I find out anything more, I'll put it in there. But for now, I'm just going to eat it. It's got that nice green taste, although, you know, I believe this is maybe not the ripest one we've ever grown. We're at the end of the season, but it is ripe, and it, you know, I know this is the final flavor of it. And excuse me, I guess I'll just have to wait for a second for this plane to go over. There is a taste of unripe fruit. I'd say a little bit of a black pepper accent to it. Quite savory, and it's very, very hot. Just to show you what an idiot I am, I'm going to take another bite of it, so I can get more of the seeds and placenta. Very thin-walled. And okay, I did it. There you have it. I got through all 8. My 8 favorite hot peppers 2020. Thanks a lot for watching. Please check out all our merch at 7pot.club patreon.com/merch. We've got some really cool varieties that people are really liking, and if you go and check them out, I think you're going to like them too. And many of our designs are available in face masks. Check out our daily exploits on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thanks a lot for watching. For 7 Pot Club, I'm Rob.